Caught her drinking while pregnant. Now she's using a fake miscarriage to crash my wedding. You know that feeling when you're planning the biggest day of your life, and someone just can't let it be about you? Well, I never thought my wedding would get hijacked by someone else's drama, but here we are. And now my entire family is split down the middle. All because I don't want a manipulative liar at my wedding. So, am I the asshole? Let me rewind to last year. I got engaged to the love of my life. We'd been together for 5 years. He proposed in the most beautiful way, a little spot near a lake where we had our first kiss. I was over the moon. We told our families, and most people were excited for us, but not my sister-in-law. Let's call her Jenna. She's married to my older brother, and from the very beginning she's always made everything about herself. She's one of those people who will somehow find a way to turn your birthday party into her therapy session. At first, I tried to be understanding. I chalked it up to insecurity, or maybe just a lack of self-awareness. But that changed the week after my engagement. Suddenly, Jenna announces to the family that she's pregnant. No warning, no explanation. Just out of nowhere, I'm having a baby. At first, everyone was happy for her. A new baby in the family? Great! But a few things didn't add up. She never looked sick, never mentioned a doctor's appointment, and when I casually asked if she'd picked out names, she changed the subject every single time. Then she showed the whole family an ultrasound photo. And guess what? It was a stock photo from Google. I know because I reverse image searched it. It was the first result that popped up when I typed 8-week ultrasound. That's when I started watching her closely. And it wasn't just me. My mom noticed. My fiancé noticed. Even my cousin whispered to me, something's not right. But the real smoking gun was a family get-together we had about 2 months into her so-called pregnancy. We were celebrating my cousin's birthday. Everyone was relaxed, having a good time, and there was wine being passed around. And I kid you not, I watched Jenna pour herself not 1, not 2, but 3 glasses of red wine. I said, aren't you not supposed to drink? And she stared me dead in the eye and said, oh come on, 1 glass won't hurt, then winked. That was the moment I knew something was seriously wrong. I didn't call her out publicly, but I pulled my brother aside later that night and asked him straight up if Jenna was really pregnant. He got super defensive at first, then quiet. A few days later, he admitted it. Jenna was never pregnant. She faked the entire thing. Why? Because, in her own words, she felt like she was losing the spotlight. I wish I was kidding. She literally said that ever since my engagement, no one was paying attention to her anymore. Now here's where it gets even worse. You'd think after something this crazy, we'd all talk about it openly, right? Nope. My brother begged us to keep it a secret. He said Jenna was ashamed and embarrassed and going through something emotionally. He didn't want to destroy her reputation. And my parents? They agreed with him. They literally told me to let it go. It's in the past. Don't cause drama. I was furious. She fabricated a pregnancy for sympathy and attention during the same month I announced my wedding. And now I'm supposed to just sweep it under the rug? So I did the only thing I could. I distanced myself. I kept the peace, but I didn't trust Jenna. And I made it clear to my fiancé that when it came to our wedding, we'd be keeping boundaries. Fast forward about 9 months. Guess what? No baby. No baby bump. No baby shower. No nursery. Nothing. People started quietly asking questions, but instead of owning up to what happened, Jenna decided to double down. She told everyone she had a miscarriage. Out of nowhere. No previous signs, no hospital visit, no grief, no details. Just suddenly, I lost the baby. And as cruel as this sounds, no one believed her. 'Cause she was posting bikini pics on Instagram, smiling, drinking wine, acting like nothing happened. The miscarriage was just another story to keep the truth hidden. But she didn't stop there. Now that my wedding is around the corner, she's suddenly leaning hard into this miscarriage narrative, crying in front of family, telling people she's not sure if she can handle attending a wedding so soon after her loss, acting like she's the one who needs emotional support. She's using a fake tragedy to hijack my wedding attention again. That's when I drew the line. I told my family, Jenna is not invited. Not to the ceremony, not to the reception, not even to the pre-wedding events. And of course, my brother lost it. He accused me of punishing Jenna forever, said I was tearing the family apart, and even said I was acting like a vindictive mean girl. He demanded I show grace and be the bigger person. When I told him no, he literally said, "If Jenna's not invited, I won't come either." I said, "Okay, then you won't be missed." Now my family is divided. Half of them are texting me behind my brother's back saying, "Good for you. I wouldn't want her there either." The other half are acting like I committed a crime. My mom cried on the phone and told me I was breaking her heart by excluding family. I calmly reminded her that Jenna isn't my family. She's a liar who faked a pregnancy and tried to make my engagement, and now my wedding, all about her. I've already compromised enough. So, Internet, am I the asshole for not inviting my sister-in-law to my wedding after she faked a pregnancy, got caught drinking while lying about it, made up a fake miscarriage to hide the truth, and is now using that fake sympathy to steal attention again? Because honestly, I'm tired of being the only one who sees how insane this all is. Edit 1. He didn't take it well, at all. I tell my brother that Jenna isn't invited to the wedding. He loses it. Calls me dramatic, bitter, and obsessed with something that happened last year. Says I'm punishing her for a mistake she already apologized for. Fun fact, she never actually apologized to me, just made a half-assed statement to my mom. Then he hits me with, "You'll regret this when you're older and alone." At that point, I just hang up. I'm not doing this. I'm not letting him or her emotionally hijack this day, especially after everything. Edit 2. And then she shows up anyway. Botwep? After all that drama, Jenna decides to show up. I guess she knew security or my wedding planner would recognize her if she came to the ceremony, so she skips that part. But she sneaks into the reception with my brother. I don't even see her at first. One of my cousins points her out and says, "Wait, isn't that Jenna?" She's sitting at one of the tables, fake crying. I overhear her telling someone that today's been really emotional because it's around the time she would have given birth. Oh yeah, she told everyone she miscarried to explain why there was no baby 9 months after the fake pregnancy. Total cover-up. No doctor, no hospital records, just sadness and vague Facebook posts. Then one of our family friends comes up to me and says, "You should have told Jenna this might be triggering for her." I'm like, she wasn't even invited. You could hear the record scratch in real life. My Mo steps in, asks her to leave, and to her credit, Jenna does. No scene, but the energy in the room is so weird after that. Like people are trying not to pick sides. But the side was already picked the moment she faked an entire pregnancy for attention. Edit 3. The final nail. Next morning I wake up to a long dramatic text from my brother. Starts with, "I hope you're happy. She cried all night." Ends with, "Don't expect to see us again." Then, blocks me on everything. I didn't reply. I didn't reach out. I'm not doing this cycle anymore. The worst part? I used to be so close with him. We were the kind of siblings who'd stay up late playing Mario Kart and talking about life. But somewhere along the way, he fell for someone who needs to be the center of everything, and he decided to orbit around her instead of keeping his own identity. It sucks, but I'm not going to sacrifice my peace, or the one day that's supposed to be about me and my partner, just to make someone else feel included, when they've done literally everything to hurt and manipulate this family. Jenna faked a pregnancy, lied about a miscarriage, showed up uninvited, made my wedding about her grief over a baby that never existed. So yeah, if that makes me the villain in their little story, so be it. At least I can sleep at night.